It is a huge disaster. It's 2.6 million cars globally. I mean, that's a huge number of sales. And then on top of that, there's another series of recalls. We're up to 7 million now in total. So for General Motors, this is a real situation where Mary Barra, she's 3 months into the job. She's got to take the bull by the horns and really show that she's got the leadership. I mean, we've seen from recalls in the past that it can really knock reputations globally for years.
Absolutely. And of course, you say Mary Barra, she's only been in that job for a few months, but she's been with General Motors for decades. Hasn't she? So she is the company woman through and through. So it's very hard for her to distance herself from this.
Quite, yeah. I mean, in her favour is that she's new to the top job and she can talk about how she's only just discovered these problems. But against her is the fact that she's been there since she graduated from university. I mean, she's a second-generation General Motors employee. She's done across-the-board jobs from HR to manufacturing, engineering. She's been in management. She must have seen things pass across desks. She would have been aware of certain things in the company. It's very difficult for her to say that she had absolutely no idea about what was going on. What is in her favour and what we've seen her do very, very well since it's come to light is she's been very apologetic. She's been very forthright in putting in procedures that will help hopefully find out what was really going on in the company. She's appointed a new safety SAR. That's a new job she's created internally. She's had someone come in from the outside to start an inquiry. She has been very forthright, and I think that's something that the people have actually rallied behind, and she has done a very good job since.
I was going to say, I mean, it's interesting, though, isn't it? Because General Motors is a company that's had to be bailed out by the American government just in the last few years. It's very, very keen to emphasise it's a changed company, it's all new, and then this happened.
Quite. I mean, since 2009, since the bankruptcy and the restructuring, they've been doing incredibly well. Under Dan Akerson, the previous CEO, profits have been growing for I think, something like 3 straight years. This is the first big challenge for her, and it's the first big challenge since bankruptcy. That complicates the issue, though, because a lot of these problems were caused by old GM, bad GM, as Mary Barra has referred to it. This is now a new company, legally a separate company. And so that doesn't play very well in the wider picture of deaths and teenagers in cars, but it is a line of legal defence for Mary Barra. And it'll be interesting to see whether the company uses that in these hearings, in these debates about whether or not they are not liable for mistakes made in the past by the previous administration.
Absolutely. And at the same time, of course, we know, for example, that Toyota, GM's big competitor in the States in particular, has had its own fair share of problems, recalls and issues in handling that, we might say. How does this compare?
Well, Toyota's was over 2 years, 2009 to 2011. It was 14 million cars all in all, and it cost more than $2.5 billion. This is much smaller. It's on a much smaller scale at the moment. And the thing with the Toyota recall was the way it was handled afterwards. Toyota's management were very slow to come out and speak to the press, to make public statements, to sort of work out their PR strategy, if you like. Mary Barra has probably learned from that and done very, very well. Recalls are the worst thing that can happen to a global car company, especially in America. You know, this is the market that cares a lot about reliability, about safety. And so for GM, the next couple of weeks will be really crucial to see whether they can sort of take the initiative and show the public and the press and the regulators that they're actually doing something about it.